somebody to go again, and I just was like, I'll go again. And I did a better circuit time than my first time
Oh
around.
wow.
And I was really blessed because there was a gentleman from Recce Platoon um, watching. So then they went to Warrant Barter when we got back to Shiloh from Edmonton and said, hey, like we want Laramie in Recce. So can we take him for on the job training? So I went on the job training with Recce, did the Spartan X with Recce. I was the pack mule, so
Someone has to
everybody
carry
through
everything,
there.
for sure.
That's right. I got the two-man tents on for a couple guys on the top of my
Oh
ruck.
goodness.
But I really learned how to tactically move. We had Cadigan Sims teach me, Weber, tons of other amazing recce patrolmen, and they really helped me kind of blossom as an infanteer. And with that opportunity, we were formed up, and it was a beautiful summer day, and Warrant. Oh, the name slipped me, but the recce warrant, he says, okay, we need, and it was pretty incredible, we need private with no tours for an opportunity to be a door gunner with 408 Squadron for like the last combat tour in Kandahar 2011. We were all standing at attention listening, and I jumped up. I broke my discipline. I raised my hand. I said, "Warrant!" And he said, "Roger that, Laramie." And then the following day, it was a Friday when we got that. The following day, I ran, put on my flak vest, and ran to my SIRS PMQ, knocked on the door, and he came out. He's a little bit hungover, and I said, "Hello, sir. Would you like to go for a run with me?" And he said to me, he's like, "Oh no, I'm not feeling very well." And we had a good laugh because I knew why he wasn't
Yeah.
feeling well. And I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to give you my 5 minute elevator pitch right now, and then go for my run." And I said, "Hey, sir, I'd love a backing for this opportunity to be a door gunner." He says, "You got it, absolutely." So three of my good friends and myself did get the opportunity. So they sent us to 408, and the first day of 408 Squadron, um, the sergeant, he said, we messed up on the posting message and we're looking for corporals with tour experience. So probably all of you privates are going to get cut
Oh,
during the training. But it was good because we all came from really good mentors. So all three of us, Lynch, Malowski, and myself, we looked at each other, and Dumas, he was a corporal though, and we looked at each other and said, "Okay, we're going to earn this spot." Like it didn't deter us at all. We're going to
good.
beat out the corporals that they also brought, and all three of us did beat out individuals, and some people were cut that were had tour experience, were a higher rank, and they trusted us because of our performance in Arizona, in Cold Lake, Edmonton, just weapons handling, reloading. We're really, really sharp at that. Thanks to IPSWQ and all those great courses, and of course our mentors. So we earned the spot, and then I got to go to Kandahar and explore all of the south. From I was in Helmand, I was in Kalat, where Alexander the Great's castle was.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, I got to explore a lot of Afghanistan on my first deployment as a door gunner.
Okay, so you flew all over the place, and you're now reenacting every Vietnam movie that we've ever seen. What's it like when you're flying over and here is a historical monument like Alexander the Great's castle or complex?
Um, I can say for all of it, it was every day was adrenaline filled, and one of my favorite kind of opening memories of Kandahar. We had a nice turnover with the previous door gunners, and then our first major op was to transport 300 American soldiers to the tip of the Horn in Zangabad and occupy that entire area. So on my first deployment, the sun's coming up, and picture this, like, got my door gunner helmet. I'm fired up. Like this is ready to go. I felt kind of like Star Wars like. And then I
Yeah.
walked to the X-ray ramp, and there's our Padre blessing all the Griffins. We had 8 Griffins spooling up. We had 4 Chinooks spooling up. It was a Canadian 408 squadron taking care of all those Americans for them. And I remember just like a hard feeling, like very excited, prayed, went on the aircraft, and to every day leave the airfield with the sun coming up in the desert was one of the most beautiful, adrenaline-filled experiences of my life. And then we had 2 Griffins for 1 Chinook, and we're just cruising through the air. They got a platoon of Americans in the back, and all day long we're dropping, and the Chinooks doing their tactical landings. So they flare last second, come down, and all the troops running out all around the fence immediately. It was beautiful. And then for the next 2 weeks, we were dealing with all the tick support, presence patrols, and just an occupation by force. And it was super exhilarating and beautiful. Contour flying all the time, tight crews. It was a really great experience.
Just living the door gunner's dream there at that point.
That's right, and everything about it was so wonderful. We had our brothel where all the 50 cals and Dillons hung out. They were all named. I took Rebecca. She was the 50 cal, and that was my favorite weapon.
Okay.
And we would swap. Sometimes the left side, which is my side, or door gunner side, would have a Dillon, and sometimes the 50 cal would be on the FE side, flight engineer side. But we'd always swap. One bird would have a Dillon on the left, one bird would have a Dillon on the right. But I loved Rebecca, and she was my favorite weapon. So smooth, and we had the brothel, and we come out, and I just had my shirt on, like my tan shirt, my combat pants, and just take care of the weapons. Hang out with my friends, listen to Volbeat, Metallica, all the great heavies. Five Finger Death Punch was big at that time.
Right.
Taking care of the weapons, training all the time together. And then what I would do extra for my pilots and flight engineer for the Shakedown 2-3, so 2 birds, I would make sure that I'd lay all their equipment on their side for them, because pilots are pilots, Air Force. So
Yeah.
I like to go above and beyond for them so that they just had to worry about flying and doing the amazing job that they did, which were top-notch pilots. And it felt really good and gave me like a great sense of belonging.
Right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Arthur's time in Afghanistan as a door gunner.